So let's get right to it. I've noticed through my 18 and some years of experience that buyers get very strange pre-approval sometimes. So in other words, when we say a pre-approval, I'm not going to go into details of how to get one. We can do another video about that. But many times I see that the buyer will bring a pre-approval specifically for that one house that you make an offer on, and specifically for that one price that you make, you preparing yourself to make an offer on. However, I think it's not the best way to get a pre-approval. First of all, just so you know, a pre-approval is good for 3 months. So in other words, you need one pre-approval and you can use that for 3 months. When you're shopping, many times you are either not winning the bid because the market's crazy, or your pre-approval wasn't high enough and you got rejected, because many times you have to kind of negotiate and the price goes up, right? The price goes up for you as the buyer, and the price goes down for the seller in negotiation. So, but let's go beyond that. That's fine, except it's going to drive you crazy, because every time you have to up your offer, or maybe you decided to make an offer on another house, what's going to happen is now you have to go back to whoever gave you the pre-approval and ask them for a new pre-approval. That could be annoying. That could be annoying to you. That could be annoying to the mortgage broker. And that also can take a very long time in comparison to you need to pull the trigger now, right? Okay, so, but I want to recommend, my advice to you is to get a real pre-approval. And what I mean by a real pre-approval, what you want to do is you want to go to your banker or mortgage broker and say, look, I want to get pre-approved for whatever that is that I can get pre-approved for. What that does, it covers pretty much a lot of things. So A, you want to know what would be the maximum amount that a bank will lend you for a mortgage. And secondly, because people always say, well, if the seller is going to see that I qualify for more, they are not going to want to negotiate with me. No, not at all. Actually, that has nothing to do with anything. Actually, let's say you're in the negotiation process. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, the house is $500,000 and you decided that you want to start your offer at $475,000, and therefore you got your pre-approval at $475,000, right? So now, when the seller looks at your pre-approval, the first thing that they would think is, well, you only pre-qualified for $475,000. What's the point of negotiating here? You see how that kind of contradicts everything? But anyway, I recommend you get a real pre-approval. This way you know exactly what a bank would lend you, what would be your max amount that you would want to spend on the house. Now keep in mind, just because you're pre-approved for X amount of dollars does not mean you want to spend that much money, but that will help you know exactly where you stand. The other thing that you would want to do, I would have my mortgage broker also give me a breakdown of what the payment's going to look like. So we do have to take into account that each house will have their own amount of property taxes and so on and so forth, but you could get an average, let's say $5,000 average as the real estate property taxes, and ask your mortgage broker to give you a breakdown of the monthly payment. Take into consideration that you will have your principal and interest to pay, you will have your property taxes, you would have your home insurance and stuff like that, because I'd hate to see. Now, if you're buying your first house, I will do a video specifically going over all those details, because the difference between moving from an apartment or a rental into owning a home could be a huge deal for you. But today we're only focusing on pre-approvals. So get yourself a real pre-approval. Tell your mortgage broker or banker, please pre-approve me for what I can be approved for in case I want to go ahead and purchase a home for my family and I would want to use the entire mortgage amount that I'm approved for. If you have any questions,